There's a feeling that most people, including myself, can't explain, don't know how to explain, where it's like something is going to happen in the future, whether through your past experience or through logically or intuitively, but you can't prove it at the moment. And especially you can't prove it to those people around you who doesn't see what you see in your mind about the future. And a lot of people these days call it delusional. I don't really like that word, and depends on how you define and look at it. I like to call that vision, or like most people will say that they're pretty much the same word, except one is positive and one is negative connotated. But I think the idea itself of delusion or vision is one of the most powerful forces in the world. And recently, for myself, I am able to see my endeavors and projects and goals and path as inevitable, as it will happen in the future. It will be a positive thing that will happen in the future. And I think if you see something as inevitable in the future, it means it stops being about just yourself. It feels like almost whether you do it or somebody else do it, the simple fact is that in a matter of time, this will happen. This business will work. This startup, this product will work. This form of content will work. Your goal will happen. And there is a very big obvious contrast between what I am doing now with the content and the new startup kind of software, and how I see it as inevitable now compared to my previous startup, which we have to cut it off at the end of last year. And the entire year of pursuing that startup with a team as well, it was my first ever startup and big project. But that entire year, it was just filled with uncertainty of not knowing whether what you do, what we were working on, is actually going to work. If actually, like, not knowing if people actually needed what we were building. And that uncertainty actually kills. That uncertainty is the worst fucking part of everything. It was the worst part of that it was the worst thing that constantly happens to me to the entire year. Like, I go to sleep and I'm just worried. Like, if we're just investing our time and effort into nothing. Of course, now from hindsight, yeah, sure, it failed, but I've learned enormous lessons from that. And I think pursuing something that is uncertain in itself just sucks. I think you really gotta see it happen, not with or without you, in the future to try to take on whatever that goal is. For example, the reason why I love working out and go to the gym so much is that progress and reward is for sure going to happen. As long as you put in the work in the gym, your muscles will grow. You will get fitter. There's no doubt about that. It's just a matter of time and hard work. But when you put, your efforts into something that could potentially turn out to be nothing, that's a lot harder to stay consistent and also to just enjoy what you're doing. And of course, as much as I would say what I'm working on right now is inevitable, there is still a chance that me personally, I execute it badly, poorly, and it doesn't work out. But the fact that I'm seeing it as inevitable, will definitely happen, exist in the future, means the chances of me succeeding is much higher than if the idea and product, whatever it is, the thing itself could probably doesn't exist long term in the future. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit, again, I said at the start, it's a little bit hard to explain, which is what I'm trying to kind of do here. But I guess, you know, the main thing, and kind of now I think about this idea every day and this kind of just line every day, is just that everything that exists around us right now, the phone, the internet, this house, once they all once just existed in someone else's mind. None of this, apart from nature itself, none of this thing that you use, that you watch on, that just everything around you, around us, once only existing in someone's mind. And I think that's a very powerful mindset to just keep in mind. Yeah. All right, see ya.